Thank you for being here. You know, I've said this to you, but I've said it all day today. You're one of my favorite guests I've ever had on the show. I love you.
Thank you.
I love having you on. I love talking to you, and I think you have great stories, and I think you have great timing telling your stories, and the cadence in which you speak is.
Thanks for the pressure.
And you said backstage that you feel a little weird. You feel a little ill coming on the show when you do these shows. You don't like doing.
You know what? I wake up feeling a little ill. Truly.
Maybe it's acid reflux.
I really, truly. It's definitely acid reflux.
Yeah.
And a whole host of other things. But really, the morning is so horrendous for me. And I don't mean just like, early morning. A lot of people complain about getting up early or something like that.
Yeah.
My window of opportunity for when I'm at my best is really like noon to 2:30.
2.5 hours of top.
Well, no,
Spader.
because I'll then, like, a meal is nice around 2:30, and then go home, take a nap, and then wake up, and you got to recover all over again. And then, do something nice in the late afternoon, and then go out to dinner around 9.
Yeah, and that would be
ideal.
Like right now at this time of night, what would James Spader be doing at midnight? No, you don't have to be that specific. Just think you're on TV as well. Yeah. So yeah. Not that. Besides that, what else would James Spader be doing? Hey, watching the Tonight Show?
No. I don't even get broadcast TV in my house.
You don't? That's
No.
right. But do you own a television set?
I own a television set to watch movies or, documentaries or things like that. But you can.
TV doesn't do it for you.
I just, there's so many things to do. I mean, to be honest, what I'd be doing is, if it were a night off, I'm built for night, completely built for night. I can drink a lot. And what I mean by that is over a long period of time.
Yeah, I see, yeah. And you usually put on a couple of jazz records.
Yeah, and I'll listen to jazz or, I have a wide range of musical taste. I love to cook. I like to go out and walk around the city.
You're a long-time New Yorker. I mean, could you tell everybody who's not from New York or anyone visiting, why is New York the greatest city in the world?
I don't know, a year or two ago, or maybe it was longer. No, it would have been 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was returning to New York after a trip overseas, and we're cruising along, and I'm so excited to be coming back. I'm so excited, and yet I've left, a few of the most beautiful cities on earth, and I'm so excited, yet we're driving through, an access road in Queens, and then we arrive in Manhattan through the Midtown Tunnel, and I'm headed down to Greenwich Village, and you get off the Midtown Tunnel there, and it's it looks like city infrastructure. It's not like you're looking at beautiful architecture, and I'm just staring out the window and thinking, and I'm looking, and I'm just so compelled by it, and I realize it's the citizenry. You've got people who are coming from all over the world to this city. Some are first generation, some are seventh generation. But they're all coming here, or their ancestors were coming to this city to make a life together and this experiment. And that's what makes it the greatest, to me, the greatest city on earth. I mean, it's just to me.
It's a beautiful experiment.
It is an amazing experiment of people coming together from all walks of life and making it work together, which is what they do here. And it really is a great experience. Really,
I love that. That's a great answer. I didn't think it is the people.
And listen, going away from it only makes the heart grow fonder, really, truly.
Yeah.
But, there are people who will say, New York is a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. And it's only because they don't know how the hell to visit even, really. I mean, I feel badly for tourists when I see them in the streets of New York.
You feel bad for them.
They all look like they're a wreck after about 2 in the afternoon. They're up early in the morning and starting the activities.
Yeah.
And the activities go to you see them in restaurants at 7 and they're yawning. And, and I'm just waking up at 7.
Yeah, 7 is when it's when your windows.
7 is just starting. Absolutely.
When your action windows.
Yeah, and I feel so badly. They're fitting in a matinee and an evening performance.
Yeah, too much.
Way too much. No New Yorker is doing that. New
No.
Yorkers are picking one thing. And that one thing could be work and maybe the dry cleaners. It's a very different life if you live here.
You don't film in New York.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Blacklist?
Yeah.
What?
All over New York.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you keep everyone employed here
Yeah.
in New York. Hey,
Yeah.
keeping the city alive. What's happening now? What's happening now that we have to know about Blacklist, about Red, about your character?
Beginning of the 7th season.
Wow.
And it's funny. We were trying to pick a clip to show, and it's very, very hard on our show to pick a clip that isn't spoil something or.
Yes, there's always twists.
Yeah, there's always something you want to surprise. But at the end of last season, he was in dire straits. The character I play, Raymond Reddington on the show, was really he was collapsed on the street in Paris. It's opened, that way. It's just his crisis right from the very beginning.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.